Star Wars baddie tier list, right? So we got S tier, A tier, B tier, C tier, and D tier. The way it was supposed to be, the way it was meant to be, alright? So starting off, we're gonna start off with one of the biggest downfalls in all of Star Wars, which is Boba Fett, right? Because Boba Fett in Return of the Jedi and Empire Strikes Back, he had like all the aura, bro. He might have had like one of the toughest fits in the entire movies, but his own show actually ruined him and made him look like a loser. I'm not gonna lie. Like every single episode, he just sits in his back of tank. Yeah. Anyways, we're gonna put this in like A tier because this is the classic one, right? Especially in the comics, he looks so tough in every single comic panel. It's absolutely beautiful. All right, next up, we got the basic clone trooper armor, right? Now, I'm gonna put these in B tier, and you're like, what? How could I do that, right? We're in phase 1 armor, right? But like, I feel like that one clip of the clone trooper like being like, "Come on, guys, we got this. Follow me," and then he just gets gunned down immediately and dies. Kind of lowers the aura of like the entire clone army by like 5 points. So we're gonna put him in B tier. You know who isn't going in B tier? Literally any ARC trooper. It's literally the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life. Absolutely peak, right? Every single ARC trooper on this list can just be put in S tier. That's all we need to know. Speaking of clone troopers, we got the clone commando. This is probably the greatest clone outfit in the entire thing. It is like, there's nothing cooler than getting the clone commando in Star Wars Battlefront 2. Like, that is just, it's like, you're him, bro. It's awesome. Next up, we got stormtroopers. And honestly, I'm gonna put them exactly where phase 1 clone troopers are. Like, they're not pushing, like, they can look tough, but they're also like, you know, they'll start kind of comedic in like all the other shows of although shows like Star Wars Rebels and like the movies and stuff kind of make them look stupid, you gotta admit this is the Star Wars baddies tier list, right? So the fit itself is tough, so we're doing that. We're putting them in B tier, right? Next up, we got the Dark Troopers, and I'd be lying if I said this wasn't the toughest stormtrooper I've ever seen in my life. Hopping on classic Battlefront 2 and becoming a Dark Trooper is like a top 5 Star Wars experience, bro. These are the big dogs, bro. Absolute cinema, S tier. Next up, we got the Scout Troopers, and again, they're just kind of like, they look cool, but they're not like pushing crazy numbers. I'm also gonna say that the Snow Troopers honestly look pretty tough, surprisingly. Unlike the Imperial Snow Troopers actually look pretty good. Unlike the Snow Clone Troopers, which, yeah, their helmet just doesn't blend well into the cloth they have on their neck. I think the Stormtroopers did it a lot better. There's like 30 different types of troopers, so this is gonna take a while, so I'm just gonna go rapid fire. Scout Clone Troopers are B tier. Sword Troopers, C tier. Sand Troopers, pretty tough, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna put them ahead of normal Shield Troopers. Then we got Marine Troopers. The aura is definitely there. I'm putting them in B tier. Those guys are literally like the coolest, the big dogs. You know? Next up, we got the First Order. And I'm just gonna rank every single First Order thing off of this. It's going in D tier because it's just like a stormtrooper, but without like the aura. And you just look more clunky and stupid. I don't know how they managed to mess it up that bad. Unlike Captain Phasma though, which actually looks pretty cool, it could have been a good character. Instead, they just kind of threw it down the drain. Alright, that's all for the troopers. Now we're going to go to the special characters. Alright, first up, we got the armor. And let's be honest, I think when I saw Mandalorian and I saw them armor for the first time, that's when I knew that I was straight. So we're putting this in A tier. The Mandalorian, Season 1 could have been in A tier, but not Season 3 though. Next up, we got Darth Vader, and this is like the pinnacle of aura. Anytime Darth Vader pulls up in Star Wars Rebels, the Jedi Survivor games, or Rogue One, it is just absolute cinema. Next up, we got Darth Revan, and I'm convinced he just wore this just to aura farm. I'm gonna put him in S tier because he has a purple and a red lightsaber, and he has a Mandalorian mask, which is pretty tough. And he's a Jedi or Sith Lord, or I don't really know. He's kind of all over the place. But next up, we got Starkiller as the dark side Starkiller, right? Because this is all around armor, right? Who has the toughest armor fit? And Starkiller is gonna go in like A tier. The aura is there, genuinely amazing, bro. Amazing design. Then we got Kylo Ren, and yeah, I'm not gonna lie. He was probably the best character in the sequels, and the fit is low-key kind of tough. Not that tough, so we're putting him in B tier. But now we have the absolute banger, the absolute pinnacle of aura, bro. Somebody that has even more aura than Darth Vader. I'm putting Darth Nihilus in S tier. Like, the fit is just too peak, dude. If you see this dude, you already know he's dead. Because you can literally, this guy can literally like suck the life out of planets and stuff. Darth Vader is not doing that. But apparently he can like separate the universe in random comics and stuff. I don't know.